Yeah, so I live here. It's real quiet, and the sun comes. I don't see no cars, no nothing, you know. But I like it out here. And the funny thing about this place is that some people say, "I want to come and stay out here." I said, "I don't know if you like it." I said, "Oh, I want to get away from things. I want the peace and quiet. I don't know." They gave me all kinds of like outdoorsmen. I said, "Fine." They come out here, and 2 weeks later they go running back. You can't take it.
It's pretty quiet out here, I can tell you that. And the stars are beautiful at night.
At night, yeah.
Very, very prominent.
Yeah.
But
you can see the stars. I mean, it's before we took off all those trees there, the tamaracks like this. There used to be owls that came around. You can hear them at night, and even the coyotes. One time a coyote was right over there too. I ran into him. I was going by and I saw him sitting there. But there were coyotes that come through here, and we had big dogs that used to play with the coyotes. And we see rabbits, we have quails, we have road runners. They're around. They come out when everybody's gone. They come running through here, and the little chicks, the quail, they go through here. And I love to see that. Then you see a lot of hawks. Sometimes they come stop here. They sit on the posts. But it's out in that field. They're getting something out there. We have hawks out here. It's a great place to see.
Yeah, we had a nice encounter with a hawk
the
other day. Yeah, Bob and I were driving back from getting the dirt out there, and he just flew right next to us down the canal there for a couple hundred yards.
Yeah, there's two different kinds of hawks. There's three, I think. One is the Harris hawk and one is a red-tailed hawk. Then, of course, I think the osprey or something they call them. They're out there, too.
Yeah.
They're little hawks.
Yeah.
I've seen them out there. An owl always sits over here somewhere. Any of the posts like this, he'll be sitting there. This one's a big owl. He sits out there. We've been afraid to let our chihuahuas loose when he's around.
Yeah, right.
She'll snatch them up. Yeah. So, yeah, we've had some great dogs too. The great ones are gone too. The dogs I had. I had a dog named Jazzy. They'd say her name was Jasmine, but they called her Jazzy. She had no home, so she came and lived with us. I always say this place, all the rejects come to. And she came here and she lived with us. The owner said, "We'll pick her up." So they brought some dog food. So we fed her. I made friends with her, and my grandson and I made friends with her. She lived here. And that says, "That's your dog?" I said, "Nope, it's not my dog. She's got a mind of a will of her own, her own will. She's of her own mind. She just stays here. She just stays here. And she's our friend. She's not my dog. She's just a person."
Yeah.
That's what she is. And she'd stay here. She never liked to come indoors. She'd sleep outside. She was a chow chow, had a lot of fur. And when she came, she was the meanest dog. I mean, everybody was afraid of her. But in time, when she lived with me, she started getting friendlier towards people, and she got along with people. And she only barked at night if somebody snuck around. But other than that, during the day, if she saw people, she just barked to let you know somebody was coming. But she never attacked anyone. So she became a good dog, and we all loved her. I mean, we chowed Jazz and Jazz chow chow. And then, well, I was talking about my grandson had a cat named Rocky. Well, these other people that left a cat here. It was a female cat, and Rocky and the female cat, they got together. They had kittens. And well, when Rocky first showed up, Jazzy was a mean dog, but Rocky met Jazzy, and Rocky went up to her and she growled, and he went wham, got her by the snout. They just looked at her. They looked at each other. And he only had one eye, They stopped. And after that, they never fought. Before I knew it, they were walking around together.
Wow.
The cat and the Rocky and the Chow Chow, the meanest dog. They were friends. They were walking around together. And then later on, when Rocky mated with that other one, that female cat, had kittens. Well, Jazzy started taking care of those kittens. She adopted them as her grandchildren. I mean, it was the funniest thing you ever saw.
Wow.
It was really something. She adopted those kittens as her grandchildren. But there is a lot of goodness, a lot of happiness, a lot of friendliness. Everything's on this land, you know. It happens.
Yeah. So, can you tell us anything else about what you do with your work, your art foundation?
My artwork.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a tribal singer, like I say. I go to the school. Sometimes I taught a lot of songs there. They took recordings and they used it to teach each other.
Oh.
Sometimes I go back for a review. Oh. And right now I'm kind of contracted to do some work with the tribe up in near Escondido to bring back their culture. They lost their song. I teach there, and we did 2 films. We just completed one. We have one that's the Journey from Spirit Mountain. We completed that about 2 years ago. Then we just completed another one. No, it was longer than 2 years, but we just completed one that has to be finished, and the editing's almost finished. They will make copies, and but our main doing the film is well, the Journey from Spirit Mountain is really about the song that talks about the migration, really. So we used that to tell a story about the migration, but we used it to tell other things to put together, like where our land was, how it is, their travel, where they went. It's like geography, really, too. So that tells that story, and a little bit of everything. I mean, it has morals in it, it has tragedy in it, it has a lot of things in it, mystery. And then we did that, and then we just did this songs of the Colorado, and that's songs that tribal songs that we've discussed here with the elders, and we had it right here. We did the filming here, and of course we also went to Baja, Mexico, because the language group is Quetzal and Camilla in this area. Well, we went into Baja, and they're the same language group in there in Baja, Mexico. And there was a tribe there that spoke Camilla, and I speak Camilla, so I spoke to them in their Camilla dialect. They understood me. Wow. So we did some shooting over there. It shows you little kids dancing and singing. So we did that too, because they're trying to keep their tribal songs alive and strong. So they do that. So we watched that, and we taped it and put it on our video. And then we had other singers come over here, and those singers from Baja came, the guests, and came and performed here. And we taped some more. Oh, I mean, it was I guess just get together, really. Just we had fun, but taped at the same time. We made it both. Yeah. We had a lot of fun, and so that's the kind of work we do. And also, we sponsor a few things like gatherings here. We've sponsored. We're also involved in. I'm involved a lot in what do you call it? Environmental issues. I became an environmental activist. Yes. I do a lot of that. And I think that that needs to be I guess shown to the people that how important the environment is, because nobody really thinks about the environment. We just take it for granted. You live one day at a time, but the environment is it's really bad. Yeah. You know, nobody thinks about it. Really suffering, yes. Yeah, they don't think about it, and I think that they're not. I guess they're not educated. I guess in that area, they just take it for granted. So, I guess in our film we talk about the environment too. It has a lot to do with the environment, the creatures, the way things should be, balance. So that's what we talk about. And I think I talk about songs. I usually talk about songs that I have, and I call those proclamations from the past. Every song, every word's a proclamation. Okay. Telling you something about the past. It relates directly to the land and how the land should be kept and protected and taken care of. So I think those things go together. And I think that everyone can benefit from it, because nobody listens, and look what's happening, you know. Look what's happening to the land. But my complaint is that when the U.S. government took the land, and we're no longer stewards of the land, they become stewards of the land, but they become real estate people. Right. They're selling it, they're giving it away. They're trying to get rid of as much as they can to make money for somebody. It's funny how they get this solar power projects here. They're going to put it on this land, like over here out in this desert. That's part of our old territory. Now they're going to put it there, and whatever they generate, it goes to the city. It doesn't even, and the people who live here, they get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And they destroy the whole area just to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we say it's wrong.
Right.
But it's going on.
It's going on.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see where it's leading to.
Yeah.
You know?
I like, for instance, I was talking to a Mayan when they were here, and they were saying that our people supply the oxygen of the world, but that oxygen is going away because they're chopping down all the trees over there in Guatemala. They're just chopping away the trees.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, I've seen some very disturbing films where the type of machinery that have been built is this robotic type of take these huge trees down in 10 seconds. And,
and that, I think that does a lot to the oxygen, they say, that it brings.
Sure, right.
And you can tell that here too, because when I was a young man, a little boy, or just growing up, we used to get rains more often than we do today. We used to have rain here a lot, but it doesn't rain that much anymore.
So we opened Pandora's box when we broke through. We started doing chemistry and all that, and we've created a real mess here. So it's kind of. But one of the ways we can, I guess, bring it back, and maybe I just ask your opinion, is through the getting back to understanding sacred ways and
understanding the nature of things, understanding what's meant to be. You know, things aren't meant to be, but they change it, and they want to change it. You know, like. When you destroy the ecology is meant to be the way it is. But when you disturb the ecology, thinking you can change it, once you destroy it, there's no way it's going to go back again. And that causes something else to happen.
Right.
They were going to build a gold mine here, and they said that, we said that there's turtles that live there. Says, we're going to relocate them. I said, relocate the turtles?
Right.
I said, do they understand that? I said, we're going to build a fence so they don't walk across there. So what? Okay, we're going to relocate them. So what are you going to do? Train them for other jobs or how to live somewhere else? They don't know where they're going. And they're going to die. And they'll be lost. I said, no, we're going to relocate them. But they didn't relocate all of them. There were still some there. In that area. Yeah. So it means they're going to get run over. They're going to get squashed and killed out there. But man likes an environment. Another thing that I was in the Desert Advisory Council to BLM, and I was appointed by the Secretary of Interior somehow. And I used to go to the meetings, and every one of the meetings were lobbyists. They were lobbying for their own special interest. Some were for recreation, some were for grazing, some were for off-road vehicles. It just went on and on. Everybody's had their thing. Me, I was there as a Native American, and I was just a person there. And to hear them talk like they can change nature, whatever they want to do.
Right.
Like one day they were saying, there's so much ravens and crows over here. There's so much of them that we're going to have to start shooting them. And we're going to kill them. I said, that's wrong, you know. I said, those ravens and crows are there because you did it. How do we do that? I said, this desert here wasn't, it's always been the way it is because some people live here, some people don't. But all of a sudden you created this off-road vehicle, how it's recreation. All of a sudden 200 people congregate here. And then all of a sudden they're gone, but while they're here, they have all this food and things that they leave there. So all these ravens, they come over here to eat that, and then they're eating all this garbage you're leaving out here, and then all of a sudden you're gone. Then there's all these ravens and crows, and they have no food to eat. So they start going out into that desert, and they eat lizards, and some of them are protected. They eat their lizards. There's little turtles, the baby turtles, they turn them over, peck them and eat that, and they're just destroying the ecology. Because it wasn't meant to have all these ravens here, but you started it.
Right.
It shouldn't have happened.